James Acaster said it best. Yeah, about that, he didn't. He didn't. And I have a question for James Acaster myself. It's this. If you look like you've got AIDS before you even have it, where do you go from there, James? Right, I'm sure you've all seen Ricky Gervais's recent stand-up special. It's been a buzz on Twitter because he said things that working class people uniformly agree with and upper crust middle class arseholes that read The Guardian don't. So obviously it's a big deal, because when the vast majority of the general public agree with something, but Channel 4, the BBC, Sky News, Silicon Valley and the government don't agree with it, oh yeah, and the civil service and the activist judges and the bent coppers, then it becomes a big deal, even though 50 million people in the UK doubtless found it extremely amusing. So it's a story. The reason I'm talking about this skinny dying rat is because, well, I'll show you the video and then I'll show you the couple of lines that they're talking about when they're all whinging about Ricky Gervais, and then I'll make a salient point. Alright, here is the aforementioned 8-stone Ethiopian hitchhiker. Was there a joke in there at any point, was there? The irony is, the latter is extremely famous for being a professional comedian, and that scrawny bag of bones who couldn't knock the fluff off a cappuccino isn't. I don't even think hardly anybody, if it wasn't for the fact that the BBC purposely pick people for the political opinions and put them on the television, nobody would know who he is. If it wasn't for the fact that the BBC and the broadcasters in the UK purposely pick their comedians because of the political opinions, James Acaster would be working in Burger King, and I assume he would be shockingly bad at that as well. Here is the piece that everybody's up in arms about. You know what the glaring difference is between the two pieces? It's actually funny.
Well, I am woke now, and I can prove it. Here you go. I love illegal immigrants. Yeah, sue me. Now, sometimes I go down to Dover for the day, right? And I look out, right? I look for a boat, and I see a dinghy with about 60 of them, and I go over here, like, right? And I pull them into shore, and I go, women and children first. They go, there are no women and children. Just you lads, is it? Just, come on, lads. Come on, lads.
The reason that's good comedy is because it's not really a joke, is it? If I just angrily talked about it and said, the boats come in, we know they do, and there's no women and children on them, it's not funny. It's all about the delivery. It's funny because he's naturally good at delivering a joke. Chubby Brown's the same. Sometimes he tells jokes that aren't actually that funny, but the way he tells it, it's a cliche, isn't it? It's the way I tell them. Everybody knows this. Ricky Gervais can actually deliver a line, and that skinny dying rat can't. And the point I was going to make, if it isn't painfully obvious, is a simple one. In a capitalist society, generally, money and fame are a result of the meritocracy. Ricky Gervais is a household name in 20 countries, and he's worth about 100 million quid. James Acaster isn't. And if he wasn't rimming the Director General at the BBC and hanging round the wine bars with all the people that have got the right on opinion, he wouldn't be a professional comedian. He's not funny. He would be a janitor. Well, no, he wouldn't even be a janitor because that's quite an honourable profession. Those lads actually do some work. He would be a typical middle-class fop lolling around the capital doing nothing useful, and that is about the long and the short of it. But let me know what you think. If you think James Acaster's a bastion of side-splitting hilarity, please let me know. I'm glad to report I'm back in town after the Christmas break. I hope you all had a good one, and I will be back. I guess I'll do a live stream on Friday, Saturday, so one of these days. Anyway, I'm back in town, so there we go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all very soon. Cheers.